Hey guys, welcome to Maximum Automation. Today in this video, we're going to see that how can we rerun our failed test using TestNG. You might have faced that situation when you had executed your automation suite, which contains multiple test cases, and few of those test cases were failing randomly. Those random failed cases are not failing because of application or script issues. Those failures can be because of uncertain issues like slowness of the web server, browser issues, or any network glitch. And when we run the same test cases again, then most of the time their status change to pass in the rerun. So TestNG provides a feature which we can use to retry our failed cases multiple times before setting the status of the test case as failed. Let's see that how can we utilize that feature in our framework. So in this testng.xml file, you can see that we have two tests defined, book verification 1, which runs the runner class, and book verification 2, which runs runner.runner2 class, which means that runner class gonna run feature files available under suite1 folder. And this class will gonna execute the files placed under this folder. And I'm gonna add another scenario in this feature file, which we intentionally wants it to get failed. I'll change the price over here so that it gets failed because of price mismatched. This feature file, I'll keep it unchanged. So we have two tests over here, which will run the both feature file. So now let's run the test using testng.xml file. So execution has been started, and we should get one failure when it ends. So the execution has been completed, and we can see that we have one failure over here. Out of 3 tests, 2 got passed and 1 got failed. Whenever a test fails, then TestNG creates a file called testngfailed.xml in the output directory. This file contains the information of the failed test cases, which allows us to quickly rerun the failed cases only without having to run the entire test suite again. So this is the testngfailed.xml file, where we can see the details of our failed test cases. Now to rerun the failed scenarios, we can quickly right-click on this XML file and then can run it as testng suite. And this XML is gonna run the test class where we got the failure. So here you can see that the execution has been started again. Although we can use this XML file to rerun our test cases, but sometimes we need that there might be some mechanism which automatically retries the failed test cases the moment it got failed. So for that, TestNG provides retry analyzer. When we bind a retry analyzer to a test, then TestNG automatically invokes the retry analyzer to determine if TestNG can retry a test case again in an attempt to see if the test that failed now passes. Now let's see that how can we use the retry analyzer in our framework. So first of all, I'll create a package over here with the name retry. And then inside this package, we'll add a class called retry test. Now in this class, I'm gonna add one integer variable for retry count with default value as 0. After that, we'll add another integer variable for max count with value as 2. You can provide any value over here. So this value will determine that how many times you want to retry a test case. And then implements the iRetry analyzer provided by the TestNG. Then we'll add the unimplemented methods in this class. So here we'll implement the retry method to return true if we want to retry the failed test. else will return false. Let's just put the condition over here that if retry count is less than the max count, then increment the retry count and returns true. Else it will return false. So here you can see that the retry method should return true if the test method has to be retried. Else it should return false. So that's all we have to write in this class. Now let's see that how can we use this class to retry the test method. Suppose if you are using any test method with annotation as @test in TestRunner or any other class, then you can bind the implementation of iRestAnalyzer to this method by using retryAnalyzer attribute and then assign the value as class name, which implements the iRestAnalyzer. So I will provide retry.retryTest.class over here. So this is how you can do the same for each test method which you have in your framework. Now, there is another way where we can add the retry analyzer to all the tests at runtime with iAnnotation transformer listener. iAnnotation transformer is a TestNG listener which allows us to modify TestNG annotations during runtime. And then we can provide that listener in our testng.xml file. So to implement the iAnnotation transformer, let's add a class over here. And I'm gonna name it as retry annotation. So this is our class. And then I'll implement the iAnnotation transformer over here. After that, we have to implement the method called transform in this class, which takes the argument as iTestAnnotation class constructor, which is available under java.lang.reflect package, and then method, which is also available in the same package. After that, call annotation.setRetryAnalyzer and then pass the retry test class in the argument. So what this transform method is gonna do, this method will be invoked by TestNG to modify a TestNG annotation from our test class. And we can change the annotation values by calling annotation.setRetryAnalyzer method. Now let's go back to the testng.xml file and then add a listener over here and provide the value for class name as retry.retryAnnotation.class. So when we'll run our test, then this setRetryAnalyzer method will set the retryAnalyzer attribute at runtime with all the scenario or test methods available in the feature files. Now let's run the test. So here you can see that the execution has been started and both the feature files are running in parallel. In our case, the retry method is not going to change the status of the test because we have provided the incorrect price in our scenario. But if we have any failure because of network glitch or slowness of the web server, then most probably our test method is going to pass in the retry attempt. So execution is done and we have our test result with us. Here you can see that the book verification 2 test is passed. And in book verification 1 test, one scenario is passed and the other one got failed. And you can also see that it retried the failed scenario before marking it as failed. So the failed scenario got executed 3 times. One was the original execution and the other 2s are retried attempt. So this is how you can use the retry feature of TestNG in your framework. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, then please subscribe the channel and like the video. Also, please don't forget to click on the bell icon. Thank you.